Home is where the heart is, and for the Raptors, it's also where the wins are. A tough stretch begins now at the ACC as Toronto looks to defend the house that has seen them win 15 of their last 17 amid the friendly confines. We venture inside for the pregame festivities and the Raptors starting five.
A 6'10" forward, number 26, Peter D'Italia, a 7-foot forward, numero 7, Andrea Bargnani. From Slovenia, a 7-foot center, number 12, Rasha Nesterovic. Out of USC, a 6'7" guard, number 10, DeMar DeRozan. And from Georgia Tech, a 6'3" guard, number 1, Jared Jack.
Tonight's starting lineups here at the Air Canada Center, where the Toronto Raptors overall are 21-7. They have the 4th best home record in the Eastern Conference. Nicholas Batum is back from a shoulder injury. Juwan Howard gets the start in the absence of the injured Marcus Camby. He turned his right ankle last night in New Jersey. And then LaMarcus Aldridge up front. Hedo Turkoglu, Rasha Nesterovic getting his 3rd consecutive start. And the stopper, as Theo Rounds calls him, Andrea Bargnani for your Toronto Raptors. In the backcourt, Andre Miller and Brandon Roy learning how to play with one another. The fine point guard out of the University of Utah and the sensational young talent in Brandon Roy. Jared Jack and the rookie DeMar DeRozan. Jared Jack has played in 260 consecutive games. This is 261 tonight. Scored 9 straight points in the 4th quarter against the Washington Wizards. Nate McMillan is in his 5th year at the helm of the Portland Trail Blazers. When he took over as the head coach, they were at the lowest of lows, and he has turned it around. Last season, they went to the postseason. However, they lost in the 1st round against the Houston Rockets as the Rockets advanced to the 2nd round. Jay Triano has an overall mark of 56-64. That is good enough for the best winning percentage as a head coach of the Toronto Raptors. His team is 24-11 since December 4th. It's time now for the Canadian National Basketball men's head coaches.
Oh, Matt, you got to get to the paint. And remember, this Portland team gets to the paint fewest of any team in the NBA, just 34 points a game there. Keep Roy out of the paint on the other end because he is great at getting in there. Once he gets in there, he's getting the free throw line. Finally, board and run. Get out and dictate tempo. This team played last night. Get after it.
Last night, New Jersey lost to the Portland Trail Blazers 102-93. Jared Jack has been outstanding. 9 straight points, as I mentioned, in the 4th quarter. Had 11 of his 23 in the 4th, and over the last 2 games, averaging nearly 21 points and 9 assists on 12 of 18 shooting. Brandon Roy has been sidelined at different points of the season because of a hamstring. He's still averaging 22.5 points. Last night he had 28 in 37 minutes. We are underway. Raptors control the ball. Mark Wonderland, Benny Adams, and Eric Dallin with the opening toss to begin things here on this Wednesday night at the ACC. Andrea Bargnani guarded by the veteran out of Michigan, Howard. It's an air ball. The next 4 opponents tonight: Portland, Friday Cleveland, at Oklahoma City, followed by at Houston. 3 of 4 Western Conference overall records, 138 and 89. Leo.
Well, the cushion part of the schedule is over. Starting tonight with Portland, the Raptors have their work cut out for them, and that's why this is such an important game to get.
Portland 33-26. That is 8 in the Western Conference. Turkoglu feeling it. But they are a half game back of San Antonio in the 7th spot and 2 games out of the 6th spot in Oklahoma City, 2.5 out of the 5th. So everything is log jammed in the West from 4 through 8. There is similar to the Eastern Conference. Batum with the bucket. Nicolas Batum in his second year from France, playing in only his 15th game and his third start. Shot clock down to 5. Turkoglu, up fake three, good! Turkoglu, what a start.
A great sign to get Hedo Turkoglu off to a couple of jumpers, and if he's matched up, if you get a switch and he's got a player like Aldridge or Juwan Howard come out on him, he's going to have some opportunities to break them down off the dribble and get that shot.
Where is this team right now? The Toronto Raptors are a team that is definitely coming together. And you get a sign of that they are not satisfied with the success that they have had recently. And a lot of that you can see through not only going to practice yesterday, but then shot clock violation. Excellent job. But then who comes back for extra work? DeMar DeRozan, Sonny Weems, Jared Jack was here until nearly 11 o'clock last night, and Hedo Turkoglu came in to get extra work yesterday with assistant coach Eric Hughes.
Well, and that's what it's all about. If you want to be a pro, you got to find ways to fine-tune your game, and you have a lot of guys on this Raptors team that have a professional approach to the game, from young to old, and that's why they're having success, and also their depth. There's a lot of players that understand they will be playing, they will be contributing, and that gives you a lot of incentive to keep your game sharp.
Andre Miller digs in, creates a turnover. Brandon Roy in the old-school Portland Trailblazer uniforms from back when you played in the NBA.
Maurice Lucas. Bill Walton, where are you?
Aldridge and a foul, and it's on Andrea Bargnani. Bargnani looks around saying, come on, I had 4 blocks the other night, 3 in the span of 2 minutes.
I'm the stopper. Come
You're
on.
going to do me like that?
No, and Andrea, I thought, was trying to avoid a foul. He's got a smirk on his face right there. He just had his hands up and was just trying to make it tough for Aldridge. Didn't look like he was making an effort to block that shot to pick up the foul.
Marcus Camby out. That will affect some minutes here. LaMarcus Aldridge last night played 46 minutes, had 27 points, 7 rebounds in a game in which it was a double-digit lead, but then Jersey closed it late before Portland went on to win it deep into the 4th quarter. Last year, Portland 54-28. Excellent resume. But they lost in that first round. Here's Turkoglu, gives up the shot. Batum on him. Shot clock under 10. Turkoglu on the move. Here's DeRozan. Driving DeRozan in a foul. Wonderful job by Nesterovic just shielding the defenders.
Rasho does a lot of those little things, just clear space and open the floor up. And even though DeRozan made a great play there, I wish Turkoglu would have taken that shot when that ball got to him. Knocked down his first 2 shots. Keep it rolling. Be a little selfish sometimes. Everybody knows you're going to pass. Everybody knows you're going to make plays. But when you feel it, take the shot.
DeRozan played 17 minutes on Saturday night. Had a string of some 13 games in which he played 20 or more minutes in. 2 points and a rebound. 74% on the season from the free throw line. And the way that they are handling DeMar DeRozan, very similar to the way that the Portland Trailblazers handled Nicolas Batum last year as a rookie. This quarter brought to you by Ford. Drive 1. Brian Colangelo and his staff come out and say, hey, look at what Portland did with Nicolas Batum a season ago. Here's Batum, swings it now. Andre Miller, shot clock down to 5. Miller, stutter step, end line, driving plus the foul.
Miller's a tough player. He's the Iron Man in the NBA right now. A lot of criticism. I really don't think this player gets the respect he deserves. But I take him on my team. He breaks people down. He finds the open man. He's got great size and strength for a point guard, which allows him to get places other point guards can't get to. Loves to score in the paint when the opportunity's there.
Has played in 590 straight games. Longest active streak in the NBA. As you mentioned, agreed. Not a great find. DeRozan to Turkoglu. Miller not that talkative in the locker room, and But when he comes out here, he lets his game do a lot of the talking.
And a lot of times you want point guards to be vocal. He's just not a vocal guy.
Here's Jarrett Jack off of the turnover. In transition, Turkoglu has it knocked away. Trying to do a little bit too much. Batum the other way. And a turnover and a bucket in a one-point game.
And Matt, I'm going to say it again. Turkoglu's got an opportunity to take a shot. Take the shot. Your team wants it.
Jarrett Jack. Bang on.
See what happens when you take the shot? This time Jack knocking it down.
Jarrett Jack, 41% from downtown.
Hey, you work hard to get open looks. When you have them, you got to take them. Don't pass up an open look.
He's been their best three-point shooter, who is 3 of 4 on Saturday night. Jose shoots 40%. Now Jack on the drive. And it trickles out, and Howard's going to send it to Miller. Philadelphia 76ers miss Andre Miller. Talked to assistant coach Jim Lynam, and he said, no question about that. Undervalued him, and they miss him. Turkoglu out of the wing, gives it now. Andrea Bargnani. Bargnani takes it off the dribble. Continuation. No.
Saying Andrea Bargnani stepped on the baseline, and that's the right idea. Aldridge is going to have a great deal of difficulty stepping out and trying to guard Andrea, so if he puts the ball on the floor, he's going to get great opportunities.
Eric Dallin with the whistle there. He's the only one that's blown the whistle thus far. And now Benny Adams. And that's Turkoglu, and that's his second.
Here's Andrea Bargnani's drive, getting on the baseline, and
tough to tell.
Yeah, tough to tell from our angle. We'll have to trust the officials on that one. But again, the idea is correct. Drive Aldridge when you have the opportunity.
Turkoglu has to leave. 7 points already for Turkoglu. 3 of 3 and 2 fouls. And Antoine Wright's going to replace him. And so Turkoglu now saddled with those 2 fouls in a 4-point game. Roy and a foul there.
That's a veteran move right there. Roy, one of the young stars in this league, but that was a veteran move. Just pulling that ball through DeRozan's hands, trying to draw the foul.
DeRozan picks it up. 4 whistles against the Raptors, 1 against Portland thus far. Portland, the 5th best defense in the NBA. The Toronto Raptors have reached somewhat of a milestone, Leo. Their point differential is now even. And from where they were early on in the season, they were at 1 point as much as -5.1. They have done a lot of work since that time to get back to even. They average 104.7. They allow 104.7.
I mean, this is not even close to being the team that we saw back in November. It's an entirely different team in terms of comfort level, chemistry, offense, defense, the entire package.
Look at the point differential. It is a big number. Nesterovic, great hook.
What I love about that pass, Jack threw it to the baseline side, away from where the defense is rotating, and all Raj had to do is catch it and go that way to finish it.
Jump shot good for Howard.
That's been his shot throughout his career. He loves the foul line areas.
Raptors are the only team right now in the Eastern Conference. Andrea Bargnani sticks it.
Did you see the space he created, Matt? Again, example of why Aldridge can't guard Andrea Bargnani off the dribble. He flew back 4 feet trying to stay with him.
Raptors are the only team, and a nice move by Andre Miller in the Eastern Conference, that allow more than 100 points. But they also are the highest scoring team in the Eastern Conference. The Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns allow more than 100 points out of West. But their point differential for Denver, they average over 107 to Brandon Roy the other way. And Phoenix is nearly +3 on their point differential.
It's always misleading when you're a higher scoring team.
Absolutely.
You know, and people tend to take those numbers and turn them around, twist them to their favor. But if you're a higher scoring team, you're obviously going to give up some more points.
5:24 to go here in this opening quarter. Knotted at 16. Raptors' 3rd straight game without Chris Bosh. their leading scorer and leading rebounder. Turkoglu hot early, but now sitting on the bench with 2 fouls.
All-time?
Of all time? Clutch performer?
I don't know. I might have to
in
throw
our time. I think he was
Michael
like, in
Jordan.
our time.
I don't know.
Our time, I think, includes Michael Jordan.
That's right.
I think so. All right, time for the 4-key matchup.
Andre Miller and Jared Jack both off to a good start already in this game. Miller, the veteran, again, understated importance to this team. I love what he does. Check out Andrea Bargnani when he uses the dribble. Watch Aldridge. He's gone. There's no way he can stop, recover, and challenge the shot. And that's why you got to use the dribble if you're Andrea Bargnani in this matchup. Spread out, attack him, pull up. Then once you start playing with him, Aldridge is not going to know what to do, and then you can get right to the basket as well.
Jared Bayless checks in now for Portland's second-year guard out of Arizona. Brandon Roy driving, and the help comes, but it comes late. Roy, 6 points.
Strong, great first step. One of the best in the league at stopping and starting. He can stop at a dime and accelerate to full speed and amazing quickness.
Marco Bellinelli on the floor. Bellinelli didn't play Saturday night against Washington. Jared Jack finds Histerovich. That's his spot. He's short. And Aldridge comes down with it right. Jack, Bargnani, Bellinelli, and Histerovich.
Tell you what, 2 really good defensive efforts there by Jack. He cut off Bayless and then tried to get the charge on Roy. Didn't get the call, but great effort.
And you see Jay Triano right now talking to Eric Dallin. And Mark Wunderlich blows the whistle and a foul on Bayless.
Jared Jack, look at the cutoff on Bayless, and then jumps to the baseline. Made a pretty good effort to try to get the charge on Roy. Roy just spinning away and making a tough shot. Very, very strong player. I think people don't realize Brandon Roy is about 6'7", and he can get up. He's got great strength around the basket. He can take a hit and still make shots.
Histerovich gets the roll. That ends an 8-0 run, and it's a 2-point game. Dante Cunningham checks in, rookie out of Villanova.
Got to watch him a lot in the Big East, and he is quite the player.
Roy, guarded by Antoine Wright. 3 of 4, 8 points. Bayless drills it. And right now, Portland having their way. They're 9 of 12, although the Raptors are 7 of 11 in this 4-point game. And Portland's made 5 straight. Jose getting set to enter the contest. Here's Wright working in a pick and roll with Histerovich on the drive. Shot too strong into Bayless now. Brings it quickly into the front court. Between the legs, swings it. Roy dumps it on the inside. Aldridge. Aldridge guarded by Bargnani. Backing down. Double comes Jack. Spinning good.
One of the things that Brandon needs to try to do with Aldridge, he doesn't do a great job of getting his lower base. He doesn't get his legs really into his moves. Push him out. Lean on him a little bit. Don't allow him to just turn and go play vertical like that.
Jack's got 5. 4-point game, 3:05 remaining here in this first quarter. Cunningham with Aldridge. Jared Jack speeding ahead, turns it over Cunningham. Cunningham to Roy. As Bayless in the corner. Bayless, the 3, no. Fernandez flies in. Unable to handle it. Jared Jack, great body control.
And no pass that time. Jack finishing off himself. On that previous possession, he's got to know who he's coming down with. If he's coming down with Bellinelli, he's probably going to go spot up for a shot and not be trailing.
Rudy Fernandez curling, guarded by Bellinelli. Here's Roy. Wright's going to give him the end line. Cunningham with the jump shot, no. Fernandez hustling rebound. And now on a switch, Wright's going to be guarding him. Jared Jack guarding Roy. Roy fires, shot no. Cunningham taps it out. Jack got a piece of it and a pass picked off. Raptors have turned it over already 6 times in a foul. 6 first-quarter turnovers, and it's only a 2-point game. Portland on top by 2 with 1:59 remaining here in the first 12 minutes of action. Jack with 7. righty, Jim, catch the Raptors live as they make their push for the playoffs. Purchase your 2-game push for the playoffs pack for your chance to see the Raps take on the Knicks on March 5th and the Celtics on April 7th. Plus, you will receive a Raptors t-shirt with your purchase pack starting as low as $47 per seat per game. Visit Raptors.com/15 years to get your pack today. You look at the Eastern Conference in Toronto, right there in that 5th spot, trying to separate themselves from Chicago, Miami, and Charlotte, and get on pace with Atlanta and Boston.
And I think what you want to do if you're the Raptors, you don't want to be looking behind. You want to be looking ahead and see how you can make a push, make a move to move forward. And by doing that, you're going to take yourself to a higher level than if you're constantly just looking over your shoulder, seeing who's chasing you. No letdown. That's the idea. No letdown.
No letdown. Cunningham shot doesn't go from the free throw line. Dante Cunningham, 1 point to 1 rebound. Under 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Andrea down low on the block. Fading, spills out. Amir Johnson on the floor with Jose. Andrea Wright and Bellinelli. No Marcus Camby for Portland. Former Raptor. Here's Fernandez. Shot no. And Amir Johnson has it knocked away. And Benny Adams wants help. It's going to be Toronto basketball.
You know, Matt, referring back to that push we're talking about the Raptors making and where they are in the East, with Bosch being out right now, the Raptors can hold their own without him, and that gives them some valuable rest time. You're going to have a fresher Chris Bosch, provided he's healthy, going down the stretch, and that could become a major factor for Toronto.
Jose Calderon out of the wing, sends it to Johnson. Here's Wright. It's a 3. Short. Bargnani taps it out.
That Bargnani in the post needed to throw down the big ball.
Here's Bellinelli fading. Tough angle. And a long rebound for Bayless. Bayless quickly ahead. Has Fernandez. Fernandez back to Bayless. 10 feet away. Good. 27-22. Portland up by 5.
Doing a great job of pushing the ball down the floor. And right now, instead of settling for jumpers, if Wright's got the ball, he's been shooting well, but Andrea Bargnani's got his man down in his back. Throw it down in there.
Here's Jose Calderon from the elbow. Andrea the 3. No. Trying to hustle for the rebound, take it away, Bayless. And in transition, Cunningham. 7-point lead.
Got to be careful. If you're the last man, like Andrea was on the break, you can't gamble. You miss that, it's a layup.
7-point game. Bellinelli posting up. There you go. You got to find ways to score, and he just did.
And he's got a size and weight matchup. Good job of getting the ball inside.
Fernandez to 3. Good. 32-24. The shot at the end of the quarter too strong, and the first quarter comes to close. 32-24 Portland, 13-21. The Raptors are 10 of 20. Early on, the one thing that stands out for Toronto: 6 turnovers, leading to 8 points, and 18 of the 32 from the paint. 8 fast break points already for the Portland Trail Blazers. Raptors have won 16 of their last 19 here at home. First quarter numbers, Leo.
Well, Portland doing a great job shooting the ball, better than 60%, 8 fast break points, 8 points off of Raptor turnovers. And you know, if you're the Raptors, you're shooting better than 50%. You don't want to turn the ball over. You're going to have great opportunities to score. Another concern is points in the paint. As you mentioned before the break, 18 for a team that averages only 34, fewest in the NBA. So something the Raptors are going to have to clean up here in the second quarter. And hey, if you want to clean up the paint, who do you bring in?
5 minutes of fury, although the next night it was 4 minutes of fury, and then 14 minutes of fury against Washington. I think that was a positive sign, playing in back-to-back nights and then racking up 14 minutes on Saturday, knowing that you have Sunday, Monday, in Tuesday prior to Wednesday night's game.
Absolutely, and I think Jay is going to try to find a way to continue to extend his minutes, give him more time, but again, doing it the right way where you don't risk injury.
Aldridge doesn't go. Reggie Evans gets a piece of it. Amir Johnson-Turkoglu, who was outstanding early. 3 of 3, 7 points, back out on the floor, playing with 2 personal fouls. Just underway here in the second quarter, and the Raptors in their first of 2 meetings against Portland. Raptors have won 7 of 8 against the Western Conference. Amir Johnson. Always seem Amir and Jose have a way of hooking up, and that one off of a miss.
That's right, Jose. That was one of my passes. If I miss, you'd be there, big fella, and I'll take care of you.
Raptors. Their only loss to the Western Conference over their last 8 games was in overtime to Memphis, 109-102. They have been strong at home against the West. Bayless drills it.
I like Bayless's game. He's constantly looking to attack. He's an aggressive point guard. Tries to get into the paint, whether it's for his shot or to create something for his teammate.
Evans back to Bellinelli. Bellinelli fires it, and the 3 doesn't go. Johnson in a loose ball foul. Foul on the floor. Mark Wunderlich with the call.
Get to the bucket. When the big man is out guarding your point guard, somebody small is guarding you. And Amir Johnson realized that, just went right to the rim on that miss from Jose.
Foul on Dante Cunningham, and that is his first. With 10:36 remaining here in the second quarter. Turkoglu inbounds it to Calderon, using an Evans screen in a pick and roll through the fingertips of Reggie Evans. Rudy Fernandez sprinting ahead. Bayless cranks up the 3. Shot no. Reggie comes down with it, looks to clear it. There's a report that Rudy Fernandez may leave Portland and head back to Spain and play for Real Madrid. And what a screen. Evans and Bayless running into one another. Reggie, no. There's Johnson, no. And Reggie walks away toward the 3rd row, holding on to his face. And it appears as though he got poked in the right eye.
There's a lot of contact. Reggie just kept staying with it. A lot of contact. The officials didn't call it, but definitely got hit.
Rudy Fernandez said that he may, in fact, decide to return. Webster on the floor.
Well, you've never gotten the impression that Fernandez is thrilled and just overjoyed with his time in Portland. It's constantly been whether he's getting the ball, whether he's getting enough minutes, whether he's being respected enough for his game. And he is a player that obviously has a great deal of value back in Europe.
Marco Bellinelli's going to leave 7 minutes.
And Marco just doesn't look comfortable with his shot. He's just struggling, and he does a lot of other things, but he's a shooter. He's got to make shots for the Raptors when he's on the floor.
Shot clock down. Bayless has it blocked by Johnson, and then Evans swats it away. Martell Webster guarding Turkoglu. Turkoglu uses a screen on the drive with the reverse air ball. Gets bumped, no call. Turkoglu furious on the no call. Fernandez ahead. Aldridge kicks it far side out to the wing. Webster has it deflected. Bayless on the drive, and an offensive foul as Evans stands his ground.
Well, took a hit at the other end, comes back and looking to take the charge. Great job of anticipating what Bayless is going to do, helping his teammate out with that great help defense. Reggie Evans constantly looking to make contact, help his teammates out, get on the glass, go for loose balls, the little things that coaches like Jay Triano love to see.
Juwan Howard in. Turkoglu turns the corner. Turk rises, fires, good! Hedo Turkoglu.
There it is. I think that's going to be there for him. He's just got to be aggressive and take it, especially now with fouls. Don't waste your time on the floor. You got that look back.
The last 2 games, you could just sense that he's got that feel, that swagger about him, that he understands second half after All-Star, time to get busy, time to get going with no CB4. Here's Fernandez fading, rips the cleats.
He's a very crafty player. He's very quick, he's long and lean, but just gets people to move and create space for a shot.
Johnson underneath, and he is fouled. Turkoglu last 2 games averaging 15 points on 12 of 24 shooting, 6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Sweet touch. Time now for the Rogers Ultimate Access, Rogers high-speed internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. This coming from Harry from Brampton. After seeing Rasha Nesterovic in his dominant performances without Bosch, do you think giving him more playing time will help develop the team's offense? We'll hear from President General Manager Brian Colangelo later on in this evening's show. Rasha Nesterovic, 2 consecutive starts, last 2 games, got it going.
He just plays within himself. He's not going to try to do anything he can't do. He facilitates the offense. He can make open jump shots, so he keeps the big man away from the basket. And when you drop it into the post, he's going to be in there. He's going to be active and try to make things happen.
Calderon from the corner. Raptors struggling from the field, yet trail by only 5, shooting 43%. They're shooting 30% here in the second quarter. 4 minutes in, Fernandez on an up fake, guarded by Sonny Weems. Up top, Andre Miller splits it, drives, no, Evans recovers and gets the rebound. Splits the pick and roll, and Miller unable to finish at the rim. Turkoglu sends it out to the wing, shot no, Evans offensive rebound, then kicks it into the front row. Second quarter brought to you by Snickers. Get some nuts. 5-point game, 7:34 to go. Second quarter, Fernandez out of the wing. Telling Webster to clear out. Now skip pass. Dante Cunningham.
Dante Cunningham again, able to make that shot. Every time I watch Villanova play this season, I go, I'm thankful Dante Cunningham is not on that team anymore.
Well, why would that be? What team are you
I like that orange team, man. I like that orange team.
Here's Turkoglu. Fernandez cutting him off. Right in the middle of the paint. Amir Johnson wide open, unable to get it to fall. Johnson 1 of 3. Yep. Fernandez, wild shot, and it goes with the left hand. He's got some of that nasty stuff.
Yeah, he does, and that was you needed a lot of English on that ball to get that to go down. Tough shot. Like you said, he can make those.
Raptors need a little bit of offense right now. Where will they find it? Turkoglu with 9, looking to get 12s. Got it, a dozen. 5 of 6.
I think that's the answer right now. Hito's got it going. Keep it firing.
See if they can get Andrea Bargnani going as well. Bargnani is going to check in at the next opportunity. Jumper, Juwan Howard's been doing it for a long time in this league. Howard in his 16th season.
A lot like
36
Rasha.
years of age.
Yeah, a lot like Rasha. He's always ready, knows his game, and does a good job of helping teams staying within himself.
Sonny Weems, jumper, pops out. Reggie Evans in a foul. Jay Triano hopping around over there and trying to get an attention of an official and unable to do so with 5:59 remaining here in the second quarter. Raptors down 42-34 to the Blazers. Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment and its partners sent a plane load of supplies to Haiti on a Monday. The flight saw desperately needed items such as canned food, baby formula, diapers, toiletries, clothing, bedding, and medical supplies delivered by MLSE staff to 2 local Haiti relief agencies. MLSE's teams, the Raptors, Maple Leafs, Marlies, Toronto FC, recognize the generosity of their fans and employees who have raised more than $155,000 through in-arena cash donations. And we are currently joined by Ian Clark, Executive Vice President, CFO of MLSE. You were a part of this. You went down on a Monday. Tell me of your experience of going down and being a part of this.
I was honored to represent MLSC and its employees. We started with just an idea. We rallied a whole team around it, raised 5,000 pounds of clothing, the supplies you mentioned, and seeing it firsthand was emotional and very rewarding.
You know, this is an initiative that started at a grassroots level, and we've seen it really around the world, where people have stepped up and just decided, you know, we need to do something.
And that's what we did, and importantly, what we wanted to do was to draw attention to it. We're a great organization that cares, but we needed to take action, and hopefully that moves others to take action.
You always see, you hear people, they say, you know, we saw the pictures, we saw what it's like, but when you go there in person, the effect is unbelievable. How was it for you?
I was silent when I got back on the plane. When you think of going to a tent hospital, seeing the kids, seeing the injured, and then seeing the operating rooms that they have to operate in. I've been in real hospital, I'm on a hospital board, and it was just so moving.
From this point, what are some of the other things that you'll be doing here in the near future?
Well, we hope to continue to be able to send supplies down. Right now they need tents, medical equipment primarily, and if we can help do that, and hopefully through my hospital connections I can maybe bring up a few kids for needed operations.
A whistle and a foul. Toronto Raptors right now trailing 48-34 with 4:32 remaining, in the impact of lives that are there. You see it, and as Leo said, you see it on TV, but to be there, and I was talking to Paul Jones, who went on that trip, it must, from a human connection, does it kind of take you to another place when you pull back, you're on that plane, and you're taking off, coming back to Toronto? What was going through your mind at that time?
When we're down there, we're proud of what we're doing, and when you get on the plane, you say, it's one small step. There's so much more that needs to be done, and the people we met that were on the ground and took 6 month sabbaticals from their jobs. An investment banker did that, and we just said, wow.
Raptors right now down 48-34. And it's great to see, and it is certainly heartfelt that the entire world, entire community, and people stepping up all over the nation as well as North America, coming together, rallying behind Haiti, and it's much deserved, certainly.
No question. And you know, I know the hard part for me as a parent, when you see, and I'm sure for Matt as well, that, you know, when you see the kids and the suffering of the kids and what they're going through, and all the other issues surrounding it, not just the lack of food and the conditions, but the other issues that may affect these children. It's startling.
Well, we just felt we were very fortunate. We realized all the things that we have in Canada and how fortunate we are to be in our jobs and our company. And so we were grateful for the opportunity.
Ian Clark, thank you for your time. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And for all those folks that are out there that are doing what they're doing, keep it up as well, and we appreciate all of your efforts as well. 51-34 right now, and a timeout taken by Jay Triano. And the Toronto Raptors right now on the other side of a run put together by the Portland Trailblazers. And for Jay Triano, he's got to rally his team right now and get some stops. I mean, their offense is down right now, but you also have to start getting that defense to click a little bit.
No question. There's a lot of things offensively the Raptors can do. I mean, they're down below 40% right now. Turnovers a big issue, giving up 12 points off turnovers. Yet on the flip side, they're just not defending. They're allowing 26 points in the paint. And I mentioned it earlier, that's just 8 points below their season average already here in the first half for Portland. So the Raptors have to be tougher, have to be more aggressive if they want to get back in this game.
Raptors have been outscored 39-18. Andrea Bargnani squares up, fires good. And you get a sense Bargnani, Turkoglu, and Jack going to be imperative.
Well, I like the fact that, Turkoglu's gotten off to a good start. He's shooting the ball extremely well. He's got to be aggressive now and look for that. Try to be a main part of the offense as well as Bargnani. And this is where we also see Jack has stepped up big in moments like that.
Oh, Sonny Weems on a pass that was sailing toward the background. Weems with the flush.
He can get him. He's got the hops.
Raptors out of the timeout. They've cut it to 13.
That's a good play to get the crowd into it as well.
Crashing the boards. Weems and a loose ball foul. And the foul's going to be charged to Cunningham, and Turkoglu goes down, and he's going to be back up on his feet, helped up by his teammate Jared Jack. The vision of Turkoglu sees Weems cut back door. Fighting Irish, trying to pull an upset against Pitt at home. Rogers ultimate access from Brian Colangelo. Dominant is a big word, but Arasho has stepped in and provided us with a much-needed lift in CB's absence. Rasho is the ultimate professional and major contributor to this team, and I'm confident that Jay will utilize him as a needed to advance our ball club. Text access to 555 or email rogersaccess@torontoraptors.com.
So you got to have some guys in your team where you are low maintenance. You don't have to do a lot of explaining to do when they're not being used, and they have to be ready when they are. When you do need to put them in a game, and those players are hard to come by. They're not that easy to have guys that can be ready and just stay up and don't affect the team in a negative way when they're not getting consistent time.
Well, you bring up an excellent point. Bargnani trying to create contact, no call. There are a lot of players in this league don't get time, and the whining begins and negative impact. That is not the case with Rasha Nesterovic. Nesterovic played 10 minutes, 4 points, no rebounds. Shot clock down to 5. Brandon Roy, jump shot good. Roy now with 13 easy points. It's a 15-point advantage. 2 minutes remaining here in this second quarter. Jack pulls it back. Bargnani trying to get away from Miller. Miller using his frame to try to keep him out of the lane. Spinning, Jay, good.
The Raptors should get this lead of Portland down inside of 10 points going into halftime. Be a positive that they can take with them and pick up in the third.
Especially considering Portland, as Cunningham misses his shot, played last night. Got in around 2 in the morning. Jared Jack on the run with Johnson. Finger roll good.
Well, that happens because Bargnani's running too. He was the first one down, and Jack hit the second one, Amir Johnson.
8-2 run. Roy loses the dribble. Turkoglu on the floor. Kick ball by Turkoglu, and Turkoglu screaming at Mark Wunderlich.
Turkoglu used his legs a little bit, used his feet to try to keep the ball in play. And the officials having a discussion as well on the play.
And Hito right there in the middle of it. 14 seconds. Under a minute remaining. Raptors an 11-point game. Roy on the drive. Finds Cunningham. Contested shot. Johnson comes down with it. Turkoglu into the front court. Antoine Wright jumper. Good.
Well, the Raptors have done it. They've cut this under 10. They could do a little bit more damage here if they get a stop.
The help comes. Jack looks ahead. Sends it to Turkoglu. Turkoglu the three. Good. 15 first half points. Hito Turkoglu.
Well, you know you're feeling it when you just step back, take a couple of dribbles and knock down that shot.
And everybody thinking you're playing for one. Foul to give. Roy, shot, no!
Good defense by Wright. Excellent job of getting up in the face of Roy.
53-47. Raptors down 17, go on a run here at the end of the second quarter, led by Hedo Turkoglu.
And if the Raptors can take that energy, as you said, Portland in New Jersey last night, legs got to be a little tired, and the Raptors can build on it heading into the third.
13-2 run. Toronto Raptors trying to win game number 32 on the season, midway through this contest on a Wednesday night. Hedo Turkoglu with 15 points. Antoine Wright, a big bucket. Tim after this.